G'day humans! Today is the 50th anniversary of the moon landing. Yep, 50 years ago today, human beings set foot on the moon for the first time. Actually, it's a bit complicated, because it's the 20th of July here in Australia, but it's still the 19th of July in America. So technically, tomorrow is the anniversary. But then, Americans are probably not going to see this video until the 20th when they wake up anyway. So it all kind of works itself out. Anyway, I wanted to celebrate this exciting and momentous event in history, and I'm going to do that by talking about some of the great stories that reference the moon. First of all, let's talk about one of my favourite Aussie movies, The Dish. This film from 2000, directed by Rob Stitch, which stars Sam Neill, tells the story of the crew who operated the satellite dish which brought the TV images of the moon to Earth. This movie fills you with patriotism, and is chock full of that signature self-deprecating Aussie humour that I love so much. There's apparently been a bit of controversy lately, with a book claiming that a lot of what is portrayed in this movie is untrue. I don't know the details, all I know is this is a great movie and it's definitely worth a look. Last year I read Observation by Jansen. This is actually the second book in the space agent Jonathan Bartel series, but it can be read pretty well as a standalone, which is what I did. The book is set entirely on the moon, which has been colonised. It follows two space biologists who get caught up in a plot. Crime bosses, politics, and some real sci-fi elements made this an enjoyable read. The Darktrent Saga by Kerry Nietz isn't all about the moon, but the hero does spend some time there in the third book. In this story, there is an underground base on the moon where people have set up their own secret community to live free from the dystopian regime back on Earth. This series also takes us out of the solar system to explore an alien planet. In the grand scheme of things, I guess there's not heaps of moon in this story, but I wanted to include it because I enjoy the series. And then there's the 2009 movie Moon, directed by Duncan Jones and starring Sam Rockwell. It follows a man who has been living alone on the moon for 3 years, mining helium-3. The story takes some interesting twists and turns, which are best left unspoiled, but this is definitely worth a look as a character story with an interesting mystery. Apollo 18 is an interesting one. This is a found footage sci-fi horror film. The tagline is, "There's a reason we've never gone back to the moon." In this story, the cancelled Apollo 18 mission actually did land on the moon, but they never returned. America sent another mission to find out what happened to them. What they found there was a secret so terrifying, they classified all the footage. And who could forget Apollo 13, the 1995 movie starring Tom Hanks, Kevin Bacon, and Bill Paxton, and directed by Ron Howard. This movie tells the real-life story of the 1970 lunar mission, which turned into a rescue as the astronauts struggled to get back to Earth after an onboard explosion. And finally, there's Kill the Moon, an episode in Doctor Who's 34th season. This story was based on a silly concept, which is hard to take seriously. And yet, it's a very serious story, filled with deep drama and a lot of emotion. The sci-fi elements of the show were cool, and portray the moon as something very unexpected. But ultimately, this is a character-based episode, delving into what it really means to be a companion of the Doctor. At the end, when Clara tells the Doctor where to go, she puts him in a place, in a way that few others ever have. Well, that's just a few stories that reference the moon, and there are plenty of others. What would your picks be? Let me know in the comments. And have a very happy moon landing anniversary. And spare a thought for the courageous space explorers, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Mike Collins, who made it all a reality. Live long and prosper.
Okay, engine stop. Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.